Race 1 of the 2026 Pirelli Dutch round gets underway. Masia is your race leader ahead of De Bees and Myers Arenas directly behind them. De Bees comes through on Jaume Masia once again, but now Arenas is right with them and can start to think about a podium place this afternoon.
Assen ci sta comunque che all'ultimo giro tra una sportellata e l'altra non si possa avere un risultato proprio ottimale e comunque la nostra moto nei rettilinei pagava leggermente.
Just over 1 lap to go. The time is ticking away. Masia launches his move once again in front of the Geert Timmer stand into turn 16. He's a little bit offline. That forces De Bees out wide. De Bees returns to the racing line, across the line into the final lap. De Bees offline, and indeed De Bees is going to lose 1 spot. In fact, he's going to lose 2. Booth Amos fights his way through on Luca Myers. De Bees is off the circuit onto the green paint. That's going to be crucial as they take the checkered flag.
Gara 2 è stata abbastanza falsata per il discorso che noi eravamo partiti con una gomma dura e hanno fermato la gara al 12° giro.
Less than 3 tenths between the two race leaders. The red flag, and we've hit 2/3 race distance already at the end of lap number 12, so we'll be able to call this result.
Hanno aperto al 90%, ma dai 225 in su.
Mai.
Qui si fa un attimo i 231 mi sembra, 233. Boh.
The Dutch round last time out, memorable for De Bees' 100th Supersport race start, but not for the results. He failed to make the podium, only came home 7th in race 2.
Yeah, it was a disappointing weekend in Aston for him, particularly after the excitement of that opening round of the European season. But for him, it's about trying to make sure you can regroup now.
Adesso ancora tanto.
Basta. Anche nei cambi di direzione non riesco mica a farli. Non posso ritoccare il gas. La potenza viene troppo aggressivo.
Quello che dice quello.
ZX Moto Machine is obviously a good package, but in this morning's running outside the top 10 for De Bees, not where he needs to be in free practice, but it's about what you can do in the Super Bowl set.
We pick up Valentin De Bees here, the number 53 ZX Moto.
Again, needs a couple of bites of the cherry there to get the bike stopped. It's not looking comfortable out there for De Bees.
Still chasing his first pole position. Has had plenty of second places, hasn't he, De Bees? Here is Federico Caricasulo. Inconsistency, the absolute watchword for his Super Pole performances this season. We know just how good Caricasulo is over a single lap, and he's going for another improved lap here. De Bees comes across the line with another new personal best, a 1:42.568. Losing the early minutes certainly costing him, but he's done well to get up onto the second row.
Today was a tough day, especially during the FP1. Fortunately, the team, together with the riders, was able in a very short time to modify the bike to reach the top 5 with Valentin and improving a lot with Federico. This 9th place of Federico make me very happy.
We found something big in terms of electronic in the bike, so I'm happy about this Super Pole. For the result, yes, but for the feeling on the bike is better. I was not really happy about the last races, but I know that it's possible to come out from this situation.
Difficult day, you know, we struggled a bit to find the reason. At the end, I was able to get a couple tenths and so get the 6th position, but somebody got penalized, so at the end I'm 5th. But I'm able to do consistent lap time, so this is gonna help for the race. And also, we changed something at the end, which was a bit worse in feeling, but it gave us a very good direction to understand the bike and make some improvement for tomorrow. So we hope that tomorrow we do the small step we need and then be able to fight with the other.
Now we are here in the paddock with ZX Moto Hungary, and the riders and some of my team are enjoying the time. Bello.
Third row of the grid for Roberto Garcia, Jeremy Alcoba and Federico Caricasulo.
Yeah, and at least for Carragher, though, able to make a good step forward in the Super Pole session to put himself inside the top 10. He needs to make sure he can have a good, clean opening couple of laps and just try and go with the lead group.
Alongside him on the second row of the grid here, Valentin Debise, only 4th overall, and he's 54 points back from Jaume Masia, starting all the way down in P24.
This is a chance to make up big points on your rival.
Race 1 of the 2026 Motul Hungarian rounds goes lights out. Good reaction time from P3 for Simon Jespersen, but as always, we see the Yamahas powering their way first to the first turn. Debise up battling with Garcia there for 5th position. I think Debise for the moment has that spot.
The yellow flag's out of turn 1. That is Masia that's
Your
down.
World Championship leader crashing on the opening lap of 18. The field beginning to thin out now. At the front then, it's Onchu, the number 37 Garcia, Arenas, Debise half a second further back. And De Rosa's going to lose that spot. And Ramirez clips the back of his teammate, falls on the racetrack and manages to get out of the way. Back with the leaders because Chan On-Chu has cut the gap by 0.2 of a second on this lap 14 so far. And Debise again, every time the pace hops up at the head of the field, he can't quite maintain it, but he is still only 1.4 away from the leader.
Debise is riding well, but ultimately the Yamahas just look like they've got a little bit of an edge on him here this weekend.
Oh, it's Garcia from the race lead on lap number 14. Can you believe it? What a shame for him. And Debise has pulled back 0.2 in that last sector. And Onchu versus Arenas with nothing to choose between the two of them might open the door to Debise to try and challenge for that race victory late on as well.
There is still a little bit too much of a gap. He needs to be a couple of tenths of a second closer to Arenas with just 3 laps to go.
And Arenas closing down Onchu, less than a tenth in it across the line. Under heavy braking for turn 1. Arenas pulls alongside, which works nicely in the favour of Valentin Debise. And there's now just half a second between your lead trio. One error or one slip for any of these riders and they could be straight out of the podium positions altogether. Onchu's in deep. Onchu deep through the chicane at turns 12 and 13. Arenas now with the run on him. The last overtaking hotspot in towards turn 15. And watch for Debise as well. They're going to go 3 abreast. This could easily end in tears. As they come into the final sector, Debise goes from 3rd to 1st. But they're led onto the start-finish straight for the final time, and it will be a 3rd victory of the season for Valentin Debise in a dramatic last lap. The season top 5 covered by just over a second at the checkered flag. Debise victorious, snatches the opportunity that presents itself, 3 abreast, and battle of the bold into the final few turns there. And it's Valentin Debise who takes advantage for his 3rd win of the campaign.
And a sensational final lap gives ZX Moto Evanbros Racing their 3rd win of the season. Valentin Debise. That honour today goes to Giorgio D'Asenso, crew chief and crew engineer for Valentine de Beeks. And it's now time for the first time in Supersport this weekend for Prosecco Glass on the podium.
Honestly, the podium was what I would like. And the mistake that Gian did at the end of the last lap created this chance for Valentin that did an unbelievable job during all the race, waiting and waiting.
Beh, a Portimao mi sentivo di dire che la moto era all'altezza di vincere. Qui forse è stato un goccino più De Beers, che è stato calmo e non era una moto che voleva essere, diciamo così, aggredita nella guida, e è stato molto intelligente. Adesso dobbiamo cercare di trovare il problema nella moto di Federico, perché comunque abbiamo visto che c'è un problema.
Mentre la giro che faccio il picco di velocità più bassa si spegne. Cercavo di lanciarmi dentro, di darci gas io, poi ci davo gas, faceva peggio, facevo più no, perdevo grip. Ogni volta che ho provato a fare una staccata un pelo più forte mi si è buttato a coltello, ho tirato dritto. Perché il Super Bowl non lo faceva?
Hai avuto culo, l'ha fatto anche il Super Bowl. Ma te l'ha fatto in dei momenti che non ti dava fastidio. È caduto per scia, gli altri si sono ostacolati un po', lui è riuscito a uscire largo, ha frenato, è stato bravo perché l'ha fermata la moto, però la moto la guidava, sai cosa vuol dire?
Cauto.
Infatti ho detto che moto di merda che gli abbiamo fatto.
Grazie. Bella quella.
Piccola.
Piccola. Per l'aereo è perfetto. Io quando vince sempre passa tutto sulla rettilinea. È la storia della mia vita.
Ora se va la moto,
ma la moto va. I was going into the race thinking top 5 would be very great for us. We say it's always in a moment where we don't expect it that the win comes. So I feel like it's now near than 10 years that I keep improving every year, every month. So I keep the spirit of trying to improve myself as a rider. And now being able to race in a very good team, he helped me as a rider to be more consistent in the front.
Bees will be lining up on the second row of the grid alongside him, Roberto Garcia.
Yeah, it wasn't a fluke for Valentin. He just didn't quite have the same speed as the other riders, but he had consistency and he had racecraft and he had intelligence, and that goes a long way.
Farioli on the fourth row of the grid alongside Federico Caricasulo. Picked up only his third scoring ride in 7 races on the ZX Moto. It's race 2 of the 2026 Motul Hungarian rounds. Away they go. Good start from the middle of the second row from Roberto Garcia, pulling alongside Alcoba and De Beers in the run down towards turn 1. They're 3 abreast behind for 5th and 6th positions. De Beers, the one who's really lost out, I think has recovered that 5th spot now. De Beers getting relegated backwards though by Buthenos running wide there, and it's pushed him behind Jespersen and Mahendra down to 10th place on this opening lap. So yesterday's race 1 winner Valentin De Beers finding himself in a very different situation in race 2 here this afternoon. De Beers with problems. Valentin De Beers 3rd in the World Championship standings, slowing up seemingly with mechanical problems, and it looks as though race 2 is over for the Frenchman.
Yeah, unfortunately Valentin had a technical problem.
We have to take the positive that we were able to be strong on the track that we were thinking we will struggle. And at the end, even this morning during the warm-up, we changed some stuff on the bike and felt very great. I did the first time this morning, and I wanted to show my potential today. But you know, it's a mechanical race, so sometimes it can be a mechanical issue, and that's what happened today.
So you've got Federico Caricasulo and ZX Moto, championship contender in the past, but they just don't have the speed around this track. They need to find something.
Federico didn't improve the results. He was just 1 position out of points.
Non riesco a essere mai tondo da nessuna parte. C'è proprio pianto.
And we are ready for the next race to restart with a new plan for him.
Yeah, it was really hard weekend for us. Because we struggled a lot with electronic. Today, I think we find the the problem in race 2. Cosa freno a mano è andata
Perché è stata il calo a livello ciclistico con le gomme?
I hope in most the both rider will be in a good condition, technical condition, to show their potential.